Before we came to Chiapas, we were warned. The UK Foreign Office had an advisory, and Travel Forum said, give it a miss.
People in the last town looked at us as if we were completely mad. And if we'd listened to that advice, we would have missed all of this.
We're Martin and Eileen, a British couple living full-time in our motorhome Walter, currently on the Pan American Highway, and this week we went to a place everyone told us to avoid.
Spoiler, the most dangerous thing that happened was food poisoning.
Which happened before we even got here.
Well, we've just spent the longest in a campsite. I think we've spent, I don't know, about a year, 2 years, I don't know. We spent 4 nights here, which is a very long stay on a campsite for us. Anybody of you that follow us know that we don't stay on campsites that often. I think our whole journey the last year and a bit across North America, we've only stayed on 20 nights maybe in campsites maybe. Anyway, the reason is because we've been really poorly. We think we had some dodgy chicken. We asked a butcher to mince the chicken for us, and we weren't sure about the mincer maybe, but we were really quite poorly for about 3 days, 4 days. Almost on the mend now. We did push ourselves yesterday morning early to go visit the ruins here.
Because Toniná is one of the things that made us want to come to Chiapas in the first place. And this is the part I love telling people. It's completely free to visit. I'm excited.
I'm excited. We're first in. It's only just 8:05. We've signed in. They know we're here.
Yeah, you just have to sign a book to say where you are, where you're from, and who you are.
Yeah.
And how many people. Because this site is completely free to come into, and it only opened again in April a month ago. So it's been closed since COVID, I think. And there was almost nobody here when we visited. Just a couple other people. We were practically by ourselves.
Which, here's the thing. That's Chiapas, isn't it? The place that people aren't coming to because they're told it's too dangerous. And they're the most extraordinary places we visited.
Like all the big Mayan centres, Toniná was mysteriously abandoned after 900 AD. The main focus today is the Acropolis, featuring 7 artificial terraces set into the hillside. But what was a real surprise was the scale of this place. I didn't know that this pyramid at Toniná is actually taller than the Pyramid of the Sun at Teotihuacan.
Which we visited a few weeks ago. I'll put a card up if you haven't seen that episode. But it's not wrong. The Acropolis here is 75 metres, and Teotihuacan's Pyramid of the Sun is only 65 metres.
Still amazing height, isn't it?
It's so cool. Wow. So this top bit is restricted area.
Yeah.
They don't let you climb to this top level, but I mean from here you can see that carving there. That's a bit. How's that lasted so long?
Yeah, let's see if I can
There's
zoom
one
in.
on the ground there as well. The quality of the carving still visible at Toniná really blew our mind. There was just so much to see. The carved stone reliefs that have survived, that we could just walk right up to and touch if we wanted to, was just incredible. And the massive Mural de la Cuatro Eros, which tells the story of Mayan cosmology, with plenty of decapitated heads and the skeletal Lord of Death right in front of us.
Well, that was a very amazing visit, wasn't it? Really.
Toniná.
Yeah, Toniná.
Toniná.
Just incredible.
Unbelievable.
The way we can clamber over everything and get real close to the actual ruin is just very
Go
special.
in the labyrinth.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, the labyrinth was incredible in there. Really quite cool, wasn't it?
Yeah. We chose not to get a guide, and there's no information board. So now we have to go back to the museum and try and figure out exactly what we saw.
What we're going to do, we're going to do some revision, do some homework, and then we'll know, yeah,
Then we can tell you
we'll get
about
back
it.
to you and tell you what we just saw. But it was impressive nonetheless, and the views were spectacular, and the actual scale of it, that's the thing.
Then just as we were leaving, 3 policemen turned up. Well, it is the dangerous state of Chiapas after all.
Yeah, we thought we were in trouble, but they actually just wanted to say hello and take pictures with us.
We made the most of our time here. We got some editing done, which is always a good thing, and just kind of decompressed for a few days. But hopefully we've shaken the back of this this bug that we've had. We've not been ill. I mean, think about all the time we've been filling up with different water, and going to different places to pick up food and butchers and all sorts of things like that. But we've not been ill. Been very lucky actually the last 4 years, but this one really did knock us for 6 really.
After Toniná, we were heading towards Lagos de Montebello, the famous lakes down in the south of Chiapas, close to the Guatemalan border. And we were hungry. We'd had 2 days of not eating properly. You know why?
We're just driving along the road, and we're pretty thirsty actually. And every now and then you come across a place like this place here, and they were selling juice, and it's like melon juice, which is absolutely delicious. Watermelon, yeah, really nice. We only stopped there for a bit of juice. We got water in the front of the cab, but we thought, let's have some juice. It looks like they're selling some juice. So we stopped, and they were such a friendly family. And without even asking, just came over with a plate of 3 little mini tacos, wasn't it?
Well, we were like, well, what are they cooking? And then we're looking at all these taco things, and they were so tasty. I'm so surprised.
They were really, really tasty. And then she convinced us to have some of their sweet corn.
I'd like to prepare this for you, she said. And we were like, oh, okay.
And it was like a special, you reckoned it was a bit of mayonnaise. You dipped it in a tiny bit of mayonnaise and then cheese.
Yeah, but it's not like British mayonnaise, a little bit different. And then rolls it in the cheese, which is the cheese of this area, queso. And it was so tasty.
And look, whatever you say, I mean, we paid for the watermelon drinks that we had, which was only 45 pesos, because I had 2. But she wouldn't accept any money for the food. And you had to push it.
I just left it on the table and told her to give it to the children. Because she was like, no. I mean,
unreal.
And they don't have a lot. This is always a story everywhere. It's the people that have the least that want to give the most.
That is so true. That's been so true.
And that's the thing about Chiapas. Let's address it directly. Everyone says, too dangerous. Foreign officer advisory, skip it, don't go. And yes, you should always check the advisories. We do. You should. Use your common sense. But this woman, feeding 2 complete strangers who rocked up in a 23-year-old motorhome in the middle of Mexico, well, this is the Chiapas we've actually experienced. And we'd no idea it was about to happen again.
Well, that was a really dodgy lane. Probably just under a mile that lane was. It was pretty ropey. But it was okay if you just took your time, really took your time. Water wasn't scratched too much with the bushes and that. But I even found this on iOverlander, and we just parked up. It's not a bad spot. Not a bad spot at all. And there's the lake. But it's funny, Eileen and I, when we park up, we automatically say, oh, just a one-nighter, or sometimes we say, straight away, we look at each other and say, this is a 2 or 3 nighter for sure. So we're definitely going to do that.
Lagos de Montebello is a national park in Chiapas with over 50 lakes. Yes, 50. And every one's a different colour. But we found one called Pez Negro, blackfish, and it was free to park up.
Free? National park? Free?
Mexico, honestly.
Mexico continues to absolutely astonish us. We
took full advantage of this place. We cooked outside in the evening, there was absolutely no way we were going to be inside because it was just so beautiful. We even undertook some outdoor scrabble.
Say something inspirational before this walk.
I don't think I've got anything inspirational.
Come on, come and say something inspiring, motivational.
I'm excited to go.
So am I. But we're going to leave Walter just there. I think he'd be all right. I think it's going to be okay. Just leave Walter there. And we were chatting to a local yesterday who said there's some really fancy lake just over the hill there and a mirador. So he said fantastico. So should we go there?
Well, we know they're there. What we don't know is if we can walk to them, because he said, Camino, he said we can walk to them, but there's not a path. It's not an old trail, so we might be back in a second.
We got water, we got a few snacks, and we got a great attitude. So it's quite exciting move when we don't know if this might be a new trail for all trails. I might be putting on a new walk, which would be nice. There's like a series of interconnecting sort of lagoons, aren't there?
Yeah. Whoa! Wow! Wow! Top of the world.
This is hiking in Mexico at its best.
Before I go on, if you're enjoying this, now would be a great time to subscribe. We've been documenting our travels for the last 4 years, and as you'll hear at the end of the video, we're very close to a very big moment. Guatemala is coming. But more on that later. For now, let's just get back to the lakes.
Well, here they come. They're coming back from the island. I'm surprised they get at least 5 or 6 people on each raft. What do you think about that?
Well, I don't get it. They're just like bits of logs, like strung together. Like, if it was really that easy, why does anybody get like marooned on a desert island? Like Castaway. Tom Hanks, he took like ages to get off the island. It's really simple.
Very good. Decided to get a tuk-tuk. That walk was too much. This is much easier than walking. It's very rare if we've ever done this. And there he goes. Oh, just saved us a few miles. That lake's looking quite inviting. Not a bad place to have a first cup of tea.
This is amazing, this place.
It is. We're just
up there. We were talking yesterday and we said it's up there amongst one of our best spots ever.
Yeah, to wake up to this and step out of your motorhome, glorious sunshine. It's really warm already, just lovely. And it's so painfully quiet at night, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's not one car, one motorbike, one lorry, no noise, no dogs barking.
You just hear the jungle noises now. It's just the jungle noises and the lake. Look how beautiful it is.
It's incredible. We've done some lovely hikes, and we've been in the lake to cool off when it gets too warm. We just go down there and just jump in. It's called Pez Negro, which means blackfish, isn't it?
Yeah, Laguna blackfish.
Mm.
And there's no sign at the top of this road, so and it's not ones that you have to pay for around about this Laguna Montebello area. And the locals have been so friendly. We've gone away and just left everything out for 4-hour hikes and come back. And
we've had a family last night come over and give us some watermelon, and the day before that another family came over and give us some tacos. It's just so super friendly. But we always say, and is that fortune favours the brave, because it's just a real narrow, bumpy lane. It's not signposted, and you found it on iOverlander, and it's just it wasn't easy getting down, and we really had to take our time, didn't we?
yeah.
You know, Walter's getting scratched a little bit by the branches as we're going down, because it's not used a lot.
Yeah, but I think if you're going to do this type of travelling, you can't be precious about the motorhome too. Obviously not to break it, but you know, you do need to go down narrow lanes, and there's tree branches are low as well. So
anyway, we have got a slight confession. This is going to be our 7th night.
Yeah.
This is going to be our 7th night.
I don't even know what day it is.
Sunday.
So this is Sunday. Oh
yeah.
My goodness.
And we've managed 7 days. I mean, we're getting out of food now, but so we're going to walk into town.
We have some carrots and some potatoes left for tonight.
Well, they are.
So
potato and carrot stew.
Yeah. Any recipe suggestions for carrots and potatoes? That's about it.
But I think a little walk into town. We haven't gone left at the top of the hill, so we go left at the top of the hill and go to town. Here's a Sunday. We just thought, it's a Sunday. Just thought we could for a little walk up into the town. Laguna de Tazisca. Oh. So one thing I can't get over here in Mexico is on any old high street they sell diesel and petrol just on a stand outside. But on a good note, we did find some chicken in the village, so that was good for our last supper at Puerto Negro. Delicious. Do you know, another challenge of living full-time in a motorhome is when you want to get things delivered and you need things. Often we buy things online, don't we, and just get them delivered to your house. But when you're on the move, it's not easy. There are drop-off points and collection places which can help, but sometimes those items are not even available in the country you're in. And we've had that recently. We've got problems with our fridge at the moment. Our gas regulator might be due for renewal, so you can't buy that in Mexico or the States. So we've had to get that shipped from the UK over via FedEx. And some other things. Eileen needed new prescription glasses, I guess, so we put those in as well. So while we've been waiting at this wonderful park up here for the last few days for this parcel to arrive, we're quite lucky that we had somebody who could box it up for us. So thanks very much, Mr. D. Do appreciate your efforts there. And we've just had no notification that is ready for pickup today. So it's cleared customs, hopefully. There's no surcharges. And we're going to go back to Compton to pick that up and see our little box of goodies. So we're looking forward to that.
And here it is. A disproportionate amount of joy when a cardboard box turns up in Mexico. Is everything here? Oh my god!
He does so good.
What are we going to do with this? Right, let's check what this is. This is like Christmas. This is so exciting. Whoa.
New oil filter.
Da 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 da!
Starlink cable. Starlink USB cable. A USB-C Starlink cable, 5 meters, perfect. And these plugs.
Oh yeah.
These American adapter plug. This is our gas regulator. Yep, that looks like the one.
Oh, does it?
Mm-hmm.
It's 2-step covers.
Step covers for our outside steps.
Because they're very torn.
Oh. These are 5 years old and they are looking pretty ropey. I've actually got some tape on that one. So let's get those old ones off and see what we do with the new ones. Look at that. Oh, it's not a red carpet, but it's a green carpet.
Someone in town told us that we needed to visit Uninajab. We've heard that before in Mexico when they say you'll regret it if you don't go.
They weren't wrong this time either.
Uninajab sits at 1400 metres, so the views across Chiapas from up here were without a question dramatic. But the views aren't the only things here. We were parked right beside some man-made pools filled with natural lagoon water, just cascading down the side of the mountain. And we also found something that allowed Martin to release his inner child. Again. And I think at that moment, Martin flying off the rope swing with a big smile on his face, in Chiapas, that's the answer, isn't it, to the question at the beginning.
Is Chiapas too dangerous?
We found ancient sites to visit for free. We were fed by strangers 3 separate times. We swam in turquoise waters, got water fitted out from parts from home, and we ended up here.
The only thing that's dangerous about Chiapas is you might fall completely in love with it.
And stay too long.
So, that was Chiapas. And if you've been told it's too dangerous, too remote, too off the beaten track, that's not our experience. It was totally extraordinary.
Just extraordinary. Now, next time, this is where things get big.
Guatemala.
Country 27. But there's a decision we have to make first. There's multiple border crossings and they are not all equal. Which one do you choose? What's the process for a motorhome? What do you actually need to know? We'll be covering all of that in our next episode.
If you've watched this far, thank you. Genuinely. Every view, every subscriber, every comment helps us keep us doing this. And we'll see you at the border.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye.